Yeah, hi there. These comments, I'm going to use your initials XA, and let's take a look at your situation. So first of all, no matter what score I look at, you actually have advanced in your academic English language proficiency. So you're using the language, you have reached a certain level, but you seem like you can't get any higher than that, right? So let's take a look at your very last test you took. You've taken it 4 times. The first time you got 61. The second time you took the TOEFL exam, it looks like it was just a few months after the first time, you got 79, which is very good improvement. I mean, you went from 61 to 79 in just a few months, so that was good. But then you took it, it looks like, the next year, and you got a little bit lower score, 71. And then you took the test back in July, and you had 76, right? So reading, you had 23, which is actually pretty good. I would be very happy with that. Listening is 13. Speaking is 19. Writing is 21, for a total of 76. So it looks like, based on your situation, you need to get a score of 92. Am I right? So it looks like right now you need to improve your score by about 16 points. You say, I really don't know where my problem is. Although I have attended 2 courses for the speaking and writing part, I can't get more than 22 points. Okay, so it looks like, I mean, to be honest with you, if you're scoring in the 19 range in the speaking and the writing, let me take a minute to explain to you what that means so you can have some idea. And let's just take a look at the independent writing task and then the independent speaking task, and let's see what it means to have the score that you have. And I'm going to give you some basic ideas on what that is. And by the way, I would love to have you as a student. I think you can reach your goal. You've already demonstrated that you can definitely improve your TOEFL score. The question is, are you willing to work a little bit more? I mean, a good concentrated effort, maybe for 2 or 3 more months. Okay, so with the independent writing, okay, if you get a score of 21, I'm going to give you some basic ideas on what it means, what your problems are. Okay, if you're scoring in the 21 range, you are below 4. So you're scoring approximately right around 3.0 out of 5. Here's what it means. Number 1, you're having some problems with your sentence variety. For example, we have the simple, the compound, the complex sentence. Probably in your writing, you're using too much of the same kind of sentence in your writing. The next thing, you have another grammar problem. You're having some problems combining your sentences together and choosing the appropriate word to express your ideas, and this is making it difficult for the reader to understand what you're saying. Another problem, you're probably having some problems organizing your essay. It could be in designing your thesis statement. You might have some problems framing the topic sentences of your body paragraphs. Whatever the problem is, your ideas are not connecting together the way they need to. That's why you're getting a score of around 21 on the writing. And then the last possible problem is you might not be presenting appropriate details to support your general ideas. These would be some of the problems that you have based on your score of 21 on the writing. Now let's take a look at speaking. And let's see what it means to get a score of 19 on the speaking section. Okay, I'm looking at the rubrics right now. So if you're scoring 19 points, you definitely do not want to be doing that, especially if you want to get over 90 on the TOEFL IBT, but you're scoring around 2.5 out of 4 on the speaking areas of the test. What does that mean? It means that you're having some pronunciation problems. Most likely, you're having some problems with your intonation. You're probably having some problems with your pausing, and you're having a lot of frequent pauses and hesitations in your speech. That's some pronunciation problems. Now, another possible problem, and this kind of connects back to your writing, is language use. You're probably using fairly basic grammar and sentence structures accurately, but that ties exactly back to the writing part of the test. So we see there is a common kind of denominator here, both in the speaking and in the writing portions of the TOEFL exam. You're having some problems with your grammar. You're a little bit too basic. So you have to work on that. Now, you also have some problems, according to your score, probably with vocabulary. It's limited. Sometimes you're not sure about the right word to use to fully express your ideas. And this is also kind of connected back to some of your writing deficiencies. Now, in the topic development area, you're not providing appropriate details to support your generalizations, and we already identified that as a possible problem in your writing as well. You see what I'm saying? So I think these are some things that you have to think about based on your score right now. Okay, let's take a look at what you say here. I want to keep answering your questions. You say, I was going to take your 7-step system. I was wondering if you could help me to reach my dream in 1 or 2 months. Also, I know I have to improve the listening part, but the last time it was kind of difficult, but I'm very worried about the speaking and the writing because some TOEFL teachers had checked my essays and said that they were fine. Remember, though, you could have had one of your TOEFL teachers look at the essay and maybe it was fine. I'm guessing that they were accurate in their scoring. But remember, maybe you were practicing in the writing with the TOEFL teacher. You might have practiced kind of a personal experience argument form of writing. For example, do you agree or disagree with the following question? What if I say coaches are the best teachers? So then you craft an argument in response to that. But what if you took the TOEFL and it said compare 2 styles of learning, classroom learning and personal experience knowledge, which source is better? That writing prompt has a completely different organization than the other one. So even though you scored high on the one that you did with your TOEFL teachers, if you had a completely different writing prompt during the TOEFL exam, you could get a low score even though you still had good scores with your TOEFL teachers. So I'm guessing that probably your TOEFL teachers were probably accurate, in their scoring. So you kind of see what I'm saying? So the same thing goes for the speaking tasks. The TOEFL has all kinds of different speaking prompts, and you don't really know what you're going to be asked until you show up. So even though you may practice with me and I can help you organize and develop your responses, I can help you with your pronunciation, but it's your job when you take the test. When you get the speaking or the writing prompt, you have to make sure you organize your response so that it exactly answers the question being asked. You see what I'm saying there? Okay, so based on your situation, you need 16 points. I'm going to recommend my 60-day TOEFL study guide. Now, I cannot guarantee that you will reach your goal in 2 months, but I promise you I will help you as much as I can. Your success depends on you, and you only. Not me, not your other TOEFL teachers, no one else. Okay, I got 3 suggestions for you right now. Number 1, if you're not doing this, start doing it. Start reading for about 60 minutes every day, 7 days a week for the next 2 months. Read newspapers, magazines, and longer books. This is going to help you think better in English. Do this every day. You don't need my course. You don't need any course to do this. You don't need a TOEFL book. Find reading passages that you have an interest in. Start reading them every day. Number 2, spend about the same amount of time each day listening to either news, science, history, or documentary programs. Do about an hour a day there. That gives you 2 good hours of reading and listening each day. This is very important. Only you can make the decision to do that every day. You're in charge. You're the one. Okay, now, the next thing. So that's 2 hours every day. Then you can spend another 2 hours a day going through the lessons in my online TOEFL course. If you want, you can pay particular attention to the writing and the speaking areas of my course. I have over 40 independent writing practice tests. I have 43 integrated writing practice tests. I'll give you feedback about 24 hours after every practice test you take. And that's going to be very important. You take a lot of practice tests, you do much better. The next thing, in the speaking area of my course, I have over 300 different independent speaking practice tests that you can start practicing. I also have about 30 right now integrated speaking practice tests that you can practice, and you can start getting some feedback on those. How do you get feedback? Either from me or from one of my teaching assistants. We will give you either written, audio, or video feedback on those practice tests. Number one, we have to start getting used to what your weaknesses are, and then we can start recommending specific lessons to help you get better. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, thank you very much for your comments. I think you have some noble goals here. You can do this. Your TOEFL journey is almost over. You simply need to go about 16 points higher than where you are right now. You got to believe in yourself that you can do this. You can make this happen. All right? Anyway, in this YouTube video, I will include a link to my 60-day TOEFL study guide so you can take a look at it. All right? And thank you very much, and all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success.